Hello, team owners of the 20-team USFL Fantasy Football League. My name is Ray Jennings. I'm the commissioner of the league. Here are previews. Week 11. We'll start with the Stars going down to Miami in a Atlantic battle here. Spirit of Miami, best in the league right now at 8-2. Matthew Farishi's team. This game is going to be close. The projections are 0.3 points. Miami won in week 6. They may make it 2 in a row, but this is anybody's game. The Stars have Minka Fitzpatrick. They have Watson. They have Young Buku and 49ers defense. So I'm going to side with the Stars in this one as an upset of the week over Spirit of Miami, Ken Dunnick and Mike Lanzalotti's team. Moving on, the Generals go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Maulers won this past week. They actually got close against the Federals the week before in a game. So John Pahala is definitely fighting to the end with all the things he suffered. Generals, Jose Plaza comes into town. Generals have had a really rough season too at 4-6. I'm going to give this game to the Maulers. The Generals have 2 starters on bye, 2 Seattle Seahawks stars on bye that have been a key staple to his team. And this is going to cost them. Maulers win second in a row. Federals favored heavy over the Renegades. It's really 7 points, but in our league, 7 points is quite a bit. But the Feds seem to hang around in every game I've watched. They might lose it right toward the end in some cases. But man, every time I tune in to see what's going on, Michael Rodriguez has his Renegades fighting it out midway in the game at least. And much improved Renegades. I like what Michael's done with the team. But the Feds are favored heavy. I'm going with my wife's Feds. Who else would I go for? Now, Tampa Bay Bandits, John Bassett, Terry Harness. Boats go to Tampa. This is it for the Showboats. James Hayes, he's 2.5 games back. If he could win over the Bandits, they'd be 1.5 games back with 2 games to go. And then the Boats play the Bulls and the Stallions. I'm telling you, I think the Boats have a shot here. They've just got a really good team. I just don't understand. They're the 4th highest scorer in the league, and it's just had some tough matchups along the way. Maybe call it a little bad luck. But I'm going with the Tampa Bay Bandits in this one simply because it looks like Matthew Stafford is going to play, and that will make the difference for the Bandits. And I'm just going with the Showboats having this bad luck, and you keep thinking they're going to turn it around. It just doesn't happen. I'm just going to go with the odds and think it's going to happen to them again. I take the Bandits barely in this game with the Showboats. And then the Bulls and the Stallions. Stallions got a 1-point projected win over the Bulls in this one, according to ESPN. Both are at 6-4, a key game in the Southern Division. Bulls and the Stallions, one to watch. The Invaders on paper looks like they have a pretty easy game this coming week. I think it's going to be maybe a little closer than what the indications are, but I'm going to go with the Invaders in Week 11 for a win and to stay atop the Pacific Division. The Wranglers, this is the first time that the Wranglers are not going to win the Pacific Division. That has already been determined by their records. First place Invaders versus the Wranglers. They're just too far back. But this week the Wranglers play Portland, Jason Wise' team. And unfortunately, I think the Wranglers are going to win this one and take Portland down with them. So that's something to watch. The Wranglers are not out of the top 8 board, even though that's difficult too. Kevin knows the game. He won't mind it. He won't like it, but he'll take it on. If he ends up in the 2nd tier, he's going to fight to try to finish on the top 8 board, which he's done every year throughout. So I'm taking the Wranglers in this one over the Portland Breakers. And then the Panthers play the Gold. Panthers are going to win going away. Nothing to discuss there. That's probably the dog of the week. I see that game being pretty lopsided. The Panthers just too strong. Gamblers and Outlaws is definitely a game of the week to watch. Very close numbers here. It's anybody's game. We've got Keith Clark and Kyle going against Scott Boucher and Paul. So everybody, that's a game to watch, cheer for, make comments on. And I know everybody's going to be watching that. And finally, the Gunslingers and the Blitz. Gunslingers are down. They're not out. They play Oklahoma and Michigan the last 2 games of the season. There is probably not a mathematical chance that Jake would win that division. I don't think, although he's 3 games back. I think that just the combos are going to make it where Gunslingers cannot do it. But if Jake were to pull off a win against the Blitz and win the next 2, I don't know. He might somehow be there. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys. Have a great week. Line them up. I will be doing highlights next week. And then in the next week, I do believe that we're going to have someone new doing previews. That is John Puhala. It's not his first time doing them, but he is handling week 12. I will do week 11 highlights and then send it over to John from there. Thanks. Have a great week.